Hey, how you doing out there in YouTube land? This is Stiletto coming at you from the Wild Wild West. Well, this basically, I'm going to call this the second part to the first part of the receiving of this one, the unboxing of this one. But anyway, first one, next generation, here where we're at now. And in between, I guess the third one for this one should be the new 4Max, and that's the one I don't have. That's 35VN one, and I don't think I'm going to get that one unless I ever come across a really good deal on one. Then I'll get it, but at its present price, I'm not interested. I'm not going to do it yet. But I'm not saying I won't, come across. If I come across a great deal on one in the future, I'll get it because I do want it. It's just I don't want to pay the price for it. And this just, I don't know, I just think the price is just too high for it. They're asking too much. Alright. But anyway, what I'm going to get into tonight is a swap on these two. So let's move these two out the way. Because the surgery is going to consist of these two. And basically all I'm going to do is disassemble them and swap the scales. That's all I'm doing. It's nothing major, nothing that anybody else can't do. This is something real easy. First, I'm going to see how tight these screws are. Oh yes, and I did go and order another one. So this one's for me. I ain't going to get one just to collect that I will never take apart. This one's mine. Because I know these are exclusive models. I don't know how long they're going to be making them. It's not a cold steel model, so a model that Cold Steel is making exclusively for DLT trading, as far as I understand it. This is a T6 Craftsman tools. I like Craftsman tools. Sort of grew up on Craftsman tools. Snap-on and take these all the way out. And the reason why is because you want to keep the same liners with the same blade. The same liners, the same lock bar, all those parts. You want to always try to keep them with the same blade because they're all made to fit together. The backspacer, all that. The backspacer not necessarily so much, but the I would keep the lock bar together. Okay. This was a T6, Craftsman T6. Now we're going to a Craftsman T10 for the pivot. Especially on coated blades, I like to take them apart when the blade's extended out so I know I don't scratch up the blade on the liners or anything. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the screws all the way out. Looking at the length of it, you always want to pay attention to the length of the screws and where they're placed. Same length. It's really awesome when all the screws are the same length. Makes it real simple. Oh yeah. You're doing good. One more screw. Let's see if it's the same length. So far so good. I wonder if the pocket clip screws are longer. Yep, all the same. Let's see what the pocket screw. Oh yeah, the pocket clip screws are a lot longer. So they'll be easy to differentiate from the other screws. They don't look nothing like the scale screws. They're a lot longer. So it won't be easy to confuse those. All the scale screws look exactly the same length. Okay, now I'm going to start just slowly prying apart. I like just to do it with my hands if possible. This one's tight. Maybe a little something I could use as a wedge tool that won't scar anything. There we go. One part off. Coming off slowly but surely. There we go. Okay, let's get the blade out the way. The blade always makes me nervous. All right. On this one, the plain side goes on this side. You got, it feels like one ring maybe. One side's plain without any grooves in it, and one side has one groove in it. And that's for the lock bar pivot pin. But these are in tight. There's Teflon washer. The other one must be on the scale. Nope. Remember, we gotta keep all these knife parts from this knife together, because we're going to reuse them all on the same knife, except for the back spacer. The back spacer is going to get switched over to the next knife. So back spacer we'll put over here. See if we get these parts to come apart. There we go. Actually, that piece can stay in there, and so can this piece. Now it wants to come out. Take that out for right now. I'm going to leave that piece in there. This one has a groove in it too, but it only has one groove. So you gotta be careful with that because both of them, where'd that other one go? Right here. Well, actually they're a big difference in size, so we won't get them confused. Lots of times they make things like they're the same size. It's easy to get them confused. These pieces are going to go over here. Those are the pieces that we're swapping. Hope the other one's not so hard to take apart. Well, that was pretty hard to take apart there. Okay, let's get to it. Do it the same way. I always like to just pop things loose first. And I'm hoping that these parts are swappable. Maybe they're not. We're going to find out. I think the parts should be the same. I think one just has different colors and coatings. I think the knives are exactly the same. That's what I'm thinking. I've been wrong before in the past, and I'll probably be wrong again in the future. So who knows? I can take the screws all the way out. Again, we don't want to mix them up with the other knife. Even though, you know, we won't mix them up because they're different colors. One's DLC coated and the other one's not. These are all stone wash finish, or whatever kind of finish that they have. Silver finish. Blade stone wash. And as we saw in the other knife, they're all the same size, so you don't have to worry about that. I bet you that that one fits tighter because of the DLC coating. I have a funny feeling the DLC coating makes it a tighter fitting. Because I bet you all the parts are the same size, they're just DLC coated. I bet you that's how they made it. Be the least expensive way to make it. Because a lot of times when you put a coating on something, it changes the size of something. The diameter or whatever. Or the part that has to fit in whatever hole it has to fit into. Okay, here we go. One down, that one goes over here. This one's being a brute too, huh? Maybe these things are just this tight. There we go. Okay, let's get the blade out the way. Always like to get the blade out the way. When I take these things apart, that's the most nerve-wracking part, is knowing that blade can close. So you have to always be super careful of the blade being able to shut back on your hand. Oh yeah, one groove. This one's made the exact same way as the other one. This one, the pin came out, the front pin. Yep, one groove, but it's fat. They're two different diameters, so I doubt anybody would get them confused. Teflon washer, bronze phosphor washer. Bronze phosphor washer must be, Teflon washer must still be on here. Yep. Teflon washer. We want this part for the other knife now. Here, we'll see what these little parts. Oh, well, it's a pin. That's what's happening. Okay, I see what's going on now. Okay. Oh, this pin. Side, solid side. This side goes in here. Leave that like that for right now. Just so I remember which way it went. Oh, I know this video is getting really long, huh? Okay, let's try to hurry up now. Compare the parts. Yep, the parts look the same. I think it's going to be easy swap. Okay, let's start putting this one together first. The flats on these looks like they face forward. It's the way they usually go. Usually the flats always face forward. Oh, that's a pocket clip. I'm sorry. Wrong screw. That's one of those long ones with the pocket clip. Well, I hope everybody's doing okay up there. I know I got quiet on this because I've never taken these apart before. So it's over a new experience for me, so just sort of kind of bear with me. Pivot should have a flat on it too. I'm looking for the flat right there. I'm pretty sure it goes forward. Yep. Okay, let's put a little grease on here. Bronze phosphor washer goes first. Teflon washer goes next. A little drop of oil. All it takes is just a little drop. The groove sides go up. That one's over there. Okay. Never came apart. Okay, then let's mate it up with this blade. Go well on there. I don't think I'm painting on this side yet. Huh? I always like to put a little bit of grease on here too. I don't want to have that much friction. That's what I'm trying to do, is get rid of the friction. Okay. I like to put a little bit on the block bar too. or the what you call the torsion bar. Or, there we go. We got that one. All right. Where's my rag at? Okay. One's done. So you can swap the handles and the scales. Answers that question. This one is pressed together. There we go. But let's tighten up those screws now. On that side. It looks nice too. I like the way it looks. I like it better like that. With the green. That's why I've done some of my other knives that I wanted to make all black. Like the Towel Wars. Because they came with a black knife with a green handle. And I wanted to make that all black too. Lots of times I always like to do things with my hands first. Make sure that I'm not stripping any screws. I was a mechanic for a long time. It's never fun to strip screws. I learned that a long time ago. And remember, you never have to torque things down. Just go until they stop turning or whatever. Like that one did, just right there. I'll just leave it right there. That's fine. I'm gonna swap a screw with that one. Doesn't seem like it wants to cooperate on that hole. All these screws are the same size. There we go. Might be the screws a little bit messed up. Have to take a look at that one. Sometimes it could be just it looks like this one has a lot of Loctite on it. I think this has too much Loctite. Get a good look at it. Yeah, right here. I'll take a look at that one later. I got more time for it. Better than that, this one's done. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, let's get the black one. Let's get that one all done. There's that little screw. All right. Oh, that's gonna look nice. I can tell it's gonna look nice already. It's gonna be the one I've always wanted. Remember, these go in facing the front, the flats face the front. If I can get it to cooperate. There you go. What goes in that one nicely? I always like to put a little bit of oil on the pivot too. I don't know if I mentioned that the last time. On the last one we just put together. Okay, first we go with the bronze phosphor. Then we go with the Teflon. Drop of oil. Next comes the blade. Next comes some. I didn't lube up the blade, just like I didn't lube it up last time. Don't take a whole lot, just a little bit. And you always wipe off the excess. Got a little bit in the pivot, so I'm gonna get it out. Teflon washer goes on first. Drop of oil. Bronze phosphor. Lock bars next. Sweet. Clean all these parts off. Well, you saw this one real time. You guys can tune out and tune in wherever you want to. I know it's going to be a super long video. It's like way too long. I push the pivot. There it goes. I'm pushing the pivot pin through. Then once you get that through, then you can press everything into place. Sweet. Doesn't it look nice? Let's finish it up. This will be Stiletto's 4 Max Scout. It's all blacked out. You saw the creation of Stiletto's 4 Max Scout. The birth of the completely blacked out Scout. Live on YouTube. Uncut. Unfiltered. And that's all there is to it, to swapping the handles. So it's not hard to do. This takes a little time, patience. There it is there. All blacked out. Is that sweet? I think I got a little bit too tight. Let me loosen up just a little bit. Okay, it's still tight. There we go. There we go. That's the way I like it. This one's gonna be in my drawer. Love it! Love it. Came out just right. Alright, well, I'm gonna let y'all go. That was a long one. I hope y'all get to see the end of it. But anyway, peace out, Stiletto.